Here's another Doug story. We'll talk about Notorious Dougs. Fat Joe calls me. I'm in a hotel in Santa Monica. How they found me, I don't know. He said, Puff's about to call you. Puff called me and said, hey, Big's in town, and we're at the record plant, and we want Bone Thugs-n-Harmony to pull up to do a song with Biggie. Of course, I was there first. I started calling the guys. It was very hard to find them at that time. Everybody didn't have a cell phone. There was beepers, and they all started pulling up. We had Layzie Bone there. We had Flesh Bone there. We had Krayzie Bone there and Busy Bone there. Only one who wasn't there was Wishbone, and he had a relationship with Biggie. I still, in my mind, don't understand why Fleshbone didn't get on Notorious Dougs. I don't know what happened that day, but Flesh was there in that iconic picture, and we walked in that studio. I was there. It was tons of Hennessy, tons of Moet, and tons of flour, incredible flour, and Doritos. And Big was sitting there, and Little C's, and Puff, and Stevie J, and Bone started pulling up. When I tell you that song was made in like an hour, it was done. These guys went in the booth, knocked it out. They got a little tipsy. They smoked some great cannabis. They drank some Hennessy, and they got that song done within an hour. And they just all scattered and left. I stayed. I said, Big, I'm staying. I can't wait to hear your verse. He said, man, I'm taking this back to New York. I got to study this. I'm taking it back home. I'm going to do it back then. Unfortunately, he got murdered. He passed away. The song came out, and we got to hear it. And I'm like, wow, he really studied that verse. He studied their verses, and his verse was incredible. And that's where you have Notorious Dougs. There was someone in that session filming with some big-ass cameras. I don't know where that footage is at. I hope one day that footage surfaces. I do have some pictures from that session. Me and Busy and Biggie and Little C's. Me and the guys with Puff and Big. And then one with all the Mo Thugs and D-Rock, who was Biggie's security guard. And those pictures come from Arnold Turner, the legendary photographer. So that was the Thug story on Notorious Dougs. Let's talk about another Thug story, because we're talking about collabs, right? Riding Dirty, Playing Skills. We meet them in Texas. They want to open up for Bone. We told them we needed a van. They wound up renting a van to come on the road. They told their father that their car or something broke down and they needed a van to help out something. And I don't know, they lied, but it worked. And they got us a van, and they wound up going on road with us. And we built a relationship with Playing Skills, who became very, very big producers, very big DJs, and very big artists. They built a relationship with Krayzie Bone and myself. Krayzie Bone came to the studio, did a song with Chamillionaire, Riding Dirty. Who thought that song would win a Grammy, go platinum? And that time, ringtones were big. And that song, man, it must have went 1 million times or more as a ringtone. And Wishbone and Layzie Bone are in that video. Rest in peace to Tiny Lister, who was in that video. Shout out Chamillionaire, and shout out Playing Skills for Riding Dirty. There's another collab for Thug Stories. Big Pun, rest in peace. Fleshbone was doing an album, Thugs. The first single was World So Cruel with Reverend Run, but I think Big Pun's first feature was on Fleshbone's album, on that album Thugs. And Big Pun wound up getting later on onto Krayzie Bone's Thug Mentality album.